This September, Team Dimension Data and Zwift are joining forces to create a unique cycling opportunity. Open to cyclists of all ages and abilities, the Team Dimension Data Zwift Academy is a world-class training program designed to make you a rider who will accomplish more than just personal fitness gains. For every 10 cyclists who graduate the academy, Zwift will donate a Quebec bike to help mobilize South African communities.
The work that we do with Quebec, we can change the lives of many different people and communities, and hopefully one day a child that starts on a Quebec bicycle ends up at the Tour de France. Zwift is an amazing platform to connect with fans and to ride with people around the world, and takes indoor training to another level.
Zwift, it feels real, like you do a climb, 20-minute climb, a 30-minute climb, it feels real, and that you can really relate that to racing. I always say it's like the best thing since SRM.
I think it's a lot of people that are really strong and maybe not have the chance to show how strong they are.
The Academy doesn't stop here. Top performing graduates under the age of 22 will be invited to compete for a contract with Team Dimension Data's U23 Continental Squad.
This is a real opportunity for any under 23 rider from around the world to come into our Continental team to showcase their talent and to be a part of the national team circuits and the under 23 circuits, and then potentially get into the world tours.
I truly believe that Zwift Academy is going to fill in a huge chunk of that journey from being a dreamer to the reality at the end.
Zwift and Team Dimension Data challenge you to train today for a stronger, better tomorrow. Take action now and sign up at academy.zwift.com.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. I am Nathan Guerra coming at you from Zwift Community Live. We're about to have the KISS Europe race on tap for you. We're going to have the A's and the B's getting going here. The A's are out on course. They're just coming by the start-finish banner, and the B category is hanging out for about another 2.5 minutes or so before they get out there. We'll get the C and the D category as well. This is a Zwift Academy race today, so this race does count towards the two races that you need to do in order to accomplish the Zwift Academy program. Group ride. It is 8. There we go. It is 8 workouts, 5 group rides, and 2 races is what you need to complete. So let's get going with the A category today. And it looks like we've got A Hinton up toward the front here with innovation. Does also look like Mr. DeJode did get an upgrade, I believe, recently now into the A category. Fleetwood is here from Vision Cycling, 174 beats per minute already. Starting to kick a little bit early, it looks like, for 2 laps of the London Loop out here today. So, and now as they do head into first little kicker, we're going to see the first of the sections of the course where the riders are going to break up a little bit right from the get-go. It's always right off the bat that we do see a couple unable to hang out on the front end of the group, and then they will take that right-hand turn up toward Trafalgar Square and most likely see another break in this A category. I believe we saw about 230 riders, maybe more, sign up for the race today. I do see 97 about to start the B category race, actually. So a lot of riders showing up for this Zwift Academy race today with KISS. So pretty awesome to see all the riders out there. We're starting to get into the numbers that we usually saw late last winter, actually, up in the 200s already. And we're just heading into late summer, into fall now. So pretty cool to see the riders showing up in force for the races already. Also, though, as we're getting going with the racing today, we definitely want to chat a little bit about all the things happening in the community. And of course, there is the KISS Aussie E-Crit Finals that are happening on Saturday, September 23rd at the Rafa Clubhouse in Melbourne from 1700 to 2200. Make sure to check out the Eventbrite for that if you are in the area and want to check out the Aussie E-Crit Finals. We'll go more into who is making the finals, and you can still vote actually for who will the wild card will be over at Kiss Zwift Road Races group. Actually, you can head on over there on their Facebook group, and there's actually a voting poll right now that's currently being led out by Anthony Ciano, and then Jono Bates, and then Nadsy sitting in third. Richard Cook, it looks like Mick Polomir, and a few others. It looks like going all the way out to Jesper Anchor even is on the poll for the wild card. So still have time to go vote for the KISS Aussie eCrit finals that will be happening over in Melbourne on September 23rd. So it looks like up toward the front now, Russell from the KISS Racing team leading things out 157 beats per minute. This is all positioning at this point. The riders are looking for where they are going to be for the climb on the right-hand turn here. They do not want to be caught off guard if anybody is really going to make a kick up and over the top of that little climb. Fleetwood, it looks like here, Soxenham, Mr. Oxenham, Simon has shown up from Team Experimental. Franken is in there as well. I did see Johan Gren. He's going to be a favorite out there today. M. Wall from the BRT team is here as well, it looks like. So watch out for Gren, though. I believe one of the faster riders out there. But Brandon Meltentalo, he has been a force recently from the KISS Racing team and definitely sitting pretty here at 124 beats per minute right now, just waiting for Box Hill. Box Hill definitely will be the place where these riders are looking to try and break away. K Salt here from the KRT as well. Now just trying to hang on, but it looks like the attacks are starting in. Melton Tallow now, we can see him up into that 8 watts per kilogram. A little bit of orange numbers on the right-hand side of the riders nearby here. And looking forward to Silva up toward the front. Groot is there well, but Gren already with an attack from Team PTZ. Jay Scott following very closely there on, it looks like, some sort of an elite trainer as far as what his jersey is signifying. Gravdal here now also from PTZ, so 2 off the front from the PTZ team now coming out of Norway here, and then the Swedish rider Gren Scott there representing the UK. Now if you have not seen Zwift before, we are live on quite a few different platforms right now, and I am seeing a lot of chat actually over at the Mixer channel. Good to see Rogers, Williams, as well as Frank the Tank all chatting over there. Mike Haney is there from the KRT as well, so good to see all you guys chatting away. And not actually seen Zwift before. This is a massive multiplayer online training platform and game in which these are all real riders with real heart rates and real wattages being thrown down into bikes right now in order to power these avatars forward. So Jones here coming from Vision Cycling right now, riding for the Vision team, 145 beats per minute right now with an actual power output of 244 watts into those pedals right now. And as you can see, international field, massive multiplayer online here. Jones here coming out of New Zealand. Olin there out of Denmark. Groot there coming out of Australia, representing the land down under here. And Toby Topeface coming out of the UK with 173 beats per minute right now. If you'd like to get involved in the broadcast, we can bring you right on in to the broadcast through either Twitter or through Zwift's Facebook. So we do have a couple of comments starting to pop in, it looks like here, as I do see Jens Fried Rasmussen actually making a comment there saying Jesper's the objective commentator anchor. So a little bit of maybe shots fired just a little bit at Mr. Anchor about whether or not he is going to be in the race over at the eCrit final here. So here's a little example of how you can get involved in the broadcast. If you are commentating over if you're commenting over at Zwift's Facebook, you can go ahead and get right on in. Here we go again. I wish I was racing, coming from Ryan Christensen. Ryan Christensen, actually, I believe U23 rider. Are you participating in the Zwift Academy is what I would like to know, because a lot of times we have chatted a little bit about you and your brother Drew, both of you out of New Zealand, from what I've been told, riding for innovation, and super strong riders, and there's a lot of the community on the lookout for those U23 riders right now that are part of the Zwift Academy that may have a chance at the program's finals. So Ryan Christensen saying correct, I will be doing the Zwift Academy. So awesome, very cool, and best of luck to you. If you also would like to interact through Twitter, example at Z Community Live over at Twitter, and you can bring in any comments or pictures of your Zwift setup or anything Zwift related that you would like to chat at us with. We'll bring you right on in to the broadcast. Some mega racing going on right on. Nathan Thompson says, thanks a lot, Nathan. Thanks a lot. And we will get right into the attacks now, heading up and over the top of Box Hill in this A category right now. The C's and the D's have gotten out on course. We're going to see if we can find them, as I believe my avatar has been stuck. So we're going to have to grab maybe an outside of the event in order to do so, but we'll make it happen. Hinting up from Vision Cycling here, innovation, excuse me, coming out of New Zealand with Bocaron, Jay Lecoq now as well, trying to make the chase, but up toward the front now. Pelosi from Italy now in that pink kit, looks like he is trying to hang on to the attacks there from Gren Scott, and it looks like Jones here from Vision with the pink socks on, going 7.5, 7.2 watts per kilogram, coming out of New Zealand here. ZA badge next to his name. Gravdal now with Scott, it looks like Johan Gren at 5.2. They're just going to let Jones go at this point. If he can hold on to that kind of pace is the question here. 170 beats per minute. Looking at Melty Man now, these four saying maybe unable to hold on to that kind of pace for the duration of the entire race today. I'm going to go ahead and see what kind of past results Joneses have here. We do have a couple of wins, it looks like, out of New Zealand. 47 races out on Zwift. He's got a KOM jersey on, it looks like, there in his profile. Ollie Jones here took a win on the 12th, actually earlier today, actually, Kiss Australia E-Crit, actually, and then is racing again now out here on Zwift, actually, this morning than that was. He took the W, it looks like. Ollie Jones with the 56.48 against Wu, and then it would have been Carl Smith and a couple of other Chinese racers, actually, that were in the race there for the top 10, actually. So solid result there in that Australian E-Crit Series race number 22 from Jones. He's got a solid 10 seconds over the other riders right now. Kiss Sunday Europe, then he also took a W, and then a W back on the Kiss Australia E-Crit E-Series last week as well. 4.7 watts per kilogram for the duration, so nothing too insane, but the attacks are definitely real here. Coming from Ollie up and out of the saddle now is 6.4 watts per kilogram. Johan Gren trying to follow that up, and maybe somebody new to deal with here for Gren, Scott, and Gravdal. But with four in the group here as they make their way over the top of Box Hill, I have a feeling that Jones is throwing everything he's got at this race right now. We're seeing for an absolute best effort from Jones up into like a 5:78 for 2 minutes or so. I'm seeing as an absolute best that was done back on July 28th with a win in a WBR 4-lap. A lot of W's here for Ollie. So as we head into this Zwifting / winter season, it's going to be interesting to see who the stars are that start to show up here. Now it's starting to fade a little bit. You can't hold on to over 6 to 7 watts per kilogram too long. That's a full-on attack. He's got the space now, but the question is, will he be able to hold on to it? Going to have to fade down to 5.5, 5.9 or so, it looks like here. Jay Scott now, Melty Man, it looks like Gravdal now. S. Cooper now trying to make his way back up to the group here, 159, 158 beats per minute. I do have the beat category now. Actually, I was able to catch them as the riders nearby in the starting pens for the other avatar heaven, and so good to see. And they're just starting their climb up and over the top of Box Hill. We are seeing a huge amount of riders here, over 100 riders actually showing up for this race today. G Sands here, and then Wozniak trying to chase him down. I'm going to go ahead and open up, let's see here, our other watchers here, as we do have Wozniak with Heed there from Poland. Wozniak from Poland. It looks like he coming out of Sweden here. And Aristegi here out of Spain, followed by Jackman, and then will be Bringval for the Vikings team. So a large group here up toward the front of this B category. One trying to get out the front, it will be Sands here, 4.6, 4.5 watts per kilogram steady in this B category. Ollie Jones, though, in the A category, does have 25 seconds after he climbed up over the top. What is this Box Hill time going to be? Absolutely crazy. Now fading down to 4.5 watts per kilogram or so. Nathan, can I win you to live comment on my next FTP test, Mark Hoffman? Maybe we'll have to do something like that. That'd be kind of fun, actually. Do a giveaway. Mark Hoffman is asking if I can commentate his FTP test live here on Zwift Community Live. That would be kind of a fun experiment, actually. Get a bunch of riders out there doing FTP tests and just chat about how hard they're going at it out there today. Lee Woodcock saying Pelosi from Italy. And then Ollie Jones, you must have lost some weight since we were here in Belgium. Ripping it, bro. Ryan Christensen with the shots fired there, it looks a little bit. And 4.3 watts per kilogram here coming from Ollie now out of New Zealand. Looks like the two of them may know each other as they're both from New Zealand. Interesting to see. The waffles were hard to cut out. Ollie Jones is even chatting. Oh my goodness. 4.2 watts per kilogram. And we're seeing him chatting it up with Ryan Christensen. 30 seconds off the front. 5:43. Absolutely killing it right now with that ZA badge next to his name. And we've got shots fired back and forth, boys and girls. It's full on Battlefield out on Zwift's Facebook right now. And absolutely loving the banter as Ollie starts to kick it up over the top of Box Hill one more, or for the first time actually today. Grant is saying already uploaded his race to Strava. Easy, called Easy Win Again. Nobody can follow. Complicated that one, Tom O'Kaland. I don't know, Tom O'Kaland. I am seeing Ollie out the front here, but we'll have to see if he can hold on to this pace. And good to see a couple of fellow WBR riders out there today. Good luck to Matt and Colin in the B category. We'll definitely be covering that as they make their way up and over the top of the climb here. I am seeing it is going to be a gap, though, up to the Team Vision Racing rider here, G Sands with Wozniak. Now we are seeing Saunders then as well trying to follow that up. D Gilbert 7 seconds back with S Bay now out of Denmark trying to make it onto Gilbert's wheel as he does lead out this chase group in the B category. Bring it all from the Vikings team right along with the WBR boy, it looks like here. MR, I believe that's Matt, who Mr. Leonbard was chatting about. We'll have to see if Collins is out there as well. Is that the Colonel? We'll have to see. Ollie Jones, you are legend, Raymond is saying over at the over at Zwift's Facebook here. We're gonna have to this pace all the way to the finish line, though. He is out the front there by 21 seconds, though, but with a 7.0 watt per kilogram on the charge on the downhill, Johan Gren, he's going to be a difficult one to deal with here. We do see S. Cooper there trying to hang on to his wheel. Did make the bridge up and over the top of the climb. And back there will be Jay Scott right along with the teammate of Gren, Gravdell from PTZ here, trying to chase him down. It does look like the multi-man is 5 seconds off the back here, trying to rest up. Maybe a kick out of the underground could get him back on terms with the front end of this race. It's absolute mayhem out there. We usually don't see this kind of a break in the race, but I have a feeling not quite as many strongmen have shown up to the race today, so it's opened up a few gaps for riders to try and take advantage today. And Ollie here 4.2 off the front. And my other question then with Ollie here, if Ryan and Ollie know each other, my question there would be, is Ollie also a U23 rider that we need to be watching out for in the Zwift Academy? Still 3 days to sign up If you'd like to join into the Zwift Academy, as you can see right next to me there, register for the 2017 Zwift Academy before the 15th of September in order to get involved in the program. It's a total of 6 weeks. It's going to be 8 workouts, 5 group rides, and 2 races to complete. The largest online training community is what we're looking to create here. Get some cool in-game kits and stuff. And for the women's side, a pro contract will be given away at the end of the year for the Canyon SRAM team. For the men's time, a U23 Continental Pro contract for Team Dimension Data. There will be 10 finalists, though, and the finalists get some awesome prizes for their efforts, and then there will be 3 finalists out of those 10 semifinalists that will make their way to the training camps for each of the pro teams that they may be able to make their way onto, and then 1 finalist will actually get that pro contract offers. So will Ollie Jones be one of them is my question here. Is he a U23? We'll have to see. And Nathan Thompson saying, banter Wilt's hanging out here backside. This is what makes a Zwift, Nathan Thompson says. And isn't that what it's like though out in real life? I mean, lots of banter goes on in the peloton while you're out there racing. From my experience, a little bit of chatting, a little bit of rubbing of elbows. So this is the elbow rubbing coming through on the chats on Facebook, over on Twitch and Mixer as well. Roger's saying, good to see you, Roger's over at the broadcast, and saying, I did a 7:45 once, beating the one and only Jens Voigt. Oh my goodness, Rogers, was that when he was doing his repeats? And good to see you there over at the broadcast, though. And we are seeing some chat about FTPs. Gren did solo 6 minute 13 for his second climb of Box Hill in yesterday's EVR, is what we're hearing from D. Williams. So Gren, absolutely crazy monster on the bike. And we are seeing 6.8 watts per kilogram coming from Gren here out of Sweden, 169 beats per minute. Scott there, 6.6. Melty Man, able to get back on terms. We said it would be difficult for him to do so, but he was able to grab back onto the wheel of the front end of this race. But Ollie here has thrown his chips on the table early, and we'll see as the turn and the river cards come up if he's going to be able to hold on to the pace, as it looks like he does have a solid of 156, 157 beats per minute resting up now. And now we do have a lead group of 5 riders, now 6 riders, with Cooper now getting right back onto the pace. It looks like Fleetwood here leading out the chase group, 167 beats per minute. And this is what Zwift Racing is all about. Never lets up. 3.5 plus all day long from these riders in the A category. The B category riders are making their way up and over the top of the climb as well. This is going to be the front end of the race here. We've got Wozniak, and it looks like Sands resting it up here, and a few other riders I believe they have caught up to from the A category, actually, that they're not actually racing with, so they're getting a little bit of advantage from those A riders that they did jump onto, but maybe actually advantage / disadvantage if they were caught there. But it looks like Saunders here drawing the short end of the stick here, as he is 8 seconds back from a group that is suddenly formed up at the front here. It's going to be Bringdevald right along with Punter, and then S. Bay, R. Wood there coming out of Great Britain, trying to chase him down. Looks like a large group of riders here, about I'd say 7, maybe 8 or so, that have made it into this chase group in the B category on the other side of Box Hill. As I look through here, all of the categories, some of the riders may be wondering, okay, I'm seeing 2 different races here. What is happening with these 2 races? And some of you are maybe unfamiliar with events or group rides or races out on Zwift. They're usually separated out into these categories. If you're going to jump into an A category race, 4.0 watts per kilogram or higher for your functional threshold power. That is an A category. As you can see, B, C, and D, then 3.2 to 3.9. 2.5 to 3.1, and then for D category, essentially 0 to 2.4. Zwift races are categorized by your watts per kilogram, your FTP divided by your body weight in kilograms. And so your FTP is your functional threshold power, what you can hold for 1 hour straight, maximum water sustained for 60 minutes. So we're using this in order to determine about where you should land in these races, and it gives everybody a common wattage or power or ability to race against each other. So it's like ranking in any other game, right? So like in Overwatch, you might be a platinum or a masters or a bronze player or whatever it might be, and if you get thrown in amongst a really high level player, you feel like it's totally unfair and you just get demolished. It's very similar to that, where if you get thrown in amongst a bunch of A riders out on Zwift, you can ride at a D or C category level for your functional threshold power that's very specific to you personally, it's going to be really difficult to hang on. So we have these categories, so everybody has somebody to race against and ride with out on Zwift. And we are seeing BJ Alfonso saying that Ollie Jones is 21 years old. And thank you so much for that information. So Ollie Jones is 21 years old and a part of the Zwift Academy, definitely available for the U23 program. And he is competing in the Zwift Academy, it looks like, looking to complete the program, as we are seeing everybody with that badge on the left-hand side of their name there with riders nearby. If you see this badge right here where my cursor is, that means these riders out on course are a part of the Zwift Academy, actually. So definitely a rider that has the ability to prove himself here, it looks like, here through this awesome talent identification program. So does look like Gravdal here out of Norway, right along with Gren and then Jay Brown, all have made this chase group now. Actually, we're looking at, it looks like Boyko actually coming out of Canada up toward the front for Team ODZ, representing those boys here. Pelosi then also. Then 42 seconds up, though, it looks like Jay Scott still hanging out with this group of 6 at the front end of the race. It's all Grupo Compacto now. Nobody trying to go anywhere just yet. Multi-man up on the saddle, but he's just looking to chill out at this point and make sure he does not get dropped off the back before they hit the climb into Trafalgar Square. They're going to be doing one more lap here. One more lap to go out on the... What is in Melting Man's name? KRT and A is his category there. KRT and A is his category. And so Gravdo here, 7.9 watts per kilogram. One lap to go on the London Loop. And we're going to have a Box Hill one more time, most likely the deciding factor. Let's look at some heart rates here. Scott there, 188 beats per minute. Gren there, 159, looking comfy here. Gravdo, 165, maybe up into a threshold or so effort right now. Not up into what they can handle for max for 4 to 5 minutes, though. I think they've got about 10-15 beats to work with here. And then looking through Cooper, they're 154, looking pretty. And Ollie Jones, 168, though, coming from Jones. Let's go ahead and see what his max heart rate actually might be. We are seeing all the way up in the 190s for Jones, so he's got quite a bit to work with here. He's up in the tempo right now, steady, the New Zealander here riding for vision, so watch out for Ollie Jones for the W maybe today, because he has not lost a race. It looks like in the last 2 or 3 that he's done, already raced once this morning. So 2-a-days for Jones, trying to bring that fitness up as much as he possibly can, it looks like, for this competition this fall. Melty Man now 160 beats per minute. Now Cooper there, it looks like 164, and definitely going to be dependent on your personal threshold power and threshold heart rate. But a lot of these riders are going to be within about 20 beats or so of each other for those thresholds. So we'll have to look through and see, though, over at ZwiftPower.com for what these riders can hold for those efforts. And if you're wondering where am I getting all these stats, you can actually head right on over to ZwiftPower.com, and you can see here, this is where I was grabbing Ollie Jones's coming out of New Zealand, 47 races, and you actually see his top 95% effort, 20 best 20-minute efforts, all that kind of information that has been recorded through Zwift. You can also see over at ZwiftPower.com, Jay Scott here, right along with O. Jones, Gravdell, Melting Man, all in that top 5 here. This is the live results for the race right now. And by clicking on the names, anybody that does have that link here, you can grab those names and see what their past results are, who they're riding for, what their best effort is so far. Johan Graham with a solid 4.9 is the highest watts per kilogram so far for 20 minutes during this race today. So lots of good information there coming from ZwiftPower.com. Head on over there for any of the current race results out there in the KISS Europe KISS race today. So Melty Man up toward the front here, 4.6 watts per kilogram, 144 coming from the Melty Man. Actually looking over here and seeing his stats, that's a pretty low heart rate for him. 151 races out on Zwift, coming out of Canada, racing for the KISS racing team. He does beat all the way up into about 179 is the max we've seen this summer actually from him. And so the Canadian rider here, he's taken a couple of wins, not a lot of podiums, but he does take one here and there. Let's see if we can get an upset from him, but not sure that's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see. This is definitely one of the harder courses, I believe, for the Melty Man to try and grab a W on, especially up against the likes of Ali and Graham. But we'll have to see if he can make smart moves or just hang on to the wheels. It does matter on the uphills in order to grab those wheels. You do get a little bit of a draft on those climbs. That's why you do see a lot of times the fastest times in groups up on the top. But the fast time here from Ollie Jones, 5:43, can he repeat is the question here. 6:05 from the other riders. They held back 22 seconds to be specific there. So 22 seconds chiller, 22 seconds less effort. So there might be quite a lot more left in Cooper or Gren or Gravdell or maybe even Melty Man here up and over the top of this climb. Ali here, can he do into that 5.4 into that 5:43 again. Now looking over at the B category though, as they start to climb, we'll get back to the A category in just a moment. We are seeing it is going to be still Wozniak, as well as I am seeing, who's this, Sands now, and Wozniak still off the front, but the question is, are they within category limits? Again, there are category limits, you do go over them, and there is definitely an upgrade, and looking over at SwiftPower.com, we are actually seeing a fairly high amount of upgrades here so far. This is the best 20-minute power put out throughout here, right here on this line. You can see all these A category riders all right around that 4.0 plus. Here's the B category riders though, with G Sands 4.5, 4.6, definitely into some A category numbers there. So we're also seeing, it looks like Gilbert here right along with Brigdal. Good job to Brigdal, as the Viking riders right on the edge there at 4.0, maybe time for an upgrade. Also our Stegi here, so our Wood here 4.0. Man, these numbers here in these B category riders are throwing down are just absolutely killer. Super fast race, everybody's getting fitter and fitter. This is one of the best races I've seen from a lot of these riders, because usually these riders, these are familiar names. We do not see these kinds of differences in the numbers. So nice job to the riders for getting in better shape, but it's time for the upgrade, it looks like, for a few of them, as these boys are going off the front. 23 seconds there from Gilbert and Wood. Really been putting the pressure on, turning the screws, and that might be why they've actually caused them to have that kind of numbers for that upgrade. Actually kind of a little bit revealing, a little bit of light being shed maybe on the abilities of the riders because of the attack of Sands and Wozniak off the front, forcing the riders to really work together and throw down the best efforts they possibly can. Now we're back in the Box Hill though with the front end with the A's here. Ollie Jones 6.1 watts per kilogram. Now Gren following closely this time. He does not want to let that kind of gap go again. It looks like the two strongmen are letting themselves be shown at this point. Vision versus PTZ. Gravdown now holding the door here, it looks like here, 170 beats per minute. And Jay Scott here, 6.0 watts per kilogram, 1 second back, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to hang on, maybe be able to close it back down. Gravdown having to use that arrow power up to try and close the gap or at least get away from Scott. Cooper off the back with the Melty Man. It looks like they're going to battle it out for 5th place out there today out on course. So looking through over at the social media. Hey, Nathan, any chance you would join one of these races on Zwift. Last time watched you raced against Sai of GCN. That was quite a long time ago, Raymond. Once in a while, I do a KISS 100 race. I usually use the racing very specifically for some training, but we'll have to jump into a few races here and there. Maybe I'll do an afternoon race or maybe a late night race out on Zwift here. I tend to like the longer races, so the KISS 100 races was a common one that I would do, but we'll see if I can grab one of these as well. BJ Alfonso says, go team PTZ, cheering on his teammates here with Gren now going off the front. Gravdal now, though, about 11 seconds back. Ali now kicking one more time, trying to break Johan, unable to do that. And Jonathan Gren saying, I'm glad I had pairing issues to start KISS race after XRS. Nobody needs 4 climbs up that. Oh boy. So Euron's looking for maybe a little extra training, but is almost glad that he did not have to do it. Hopefully you're still out there getting the miles in though today. So Dwayne Grain saying, yes, let's draft Nathan to do some more races. Always good to see the boss suffer. Appreciate that, Grand. I'll see if we can make it happen. I'm getting plenty of suffering, though, with workout Wednesdays with Mr. Coach Hendy, Greg Henderson. So that's been a lot of fun. Make sure to join us for those. Not tomorrow, but the following week, next week, we will be back with Coach Hendy for the next workout, actually. And Tom Boveri saying, I like the race, but because of the academy, I'll take some rest. Sounds good, Tom, and good to see you hanging out over at Zwift's Facebook. And hopefully we'll see you out on one of the Zwift Academy rides. I'll definitely be joining you and completing the academy as well. Johan, it looks like an ollie here. Kind of just looking at each other. They've thrown almost everything but the kitchen sink, I think, at each other at this point. 181 coming from Ali, right up into the threshold, I'm pretty sure, as I know he maxes out about 193, 4, 5 or so. Gren now following up there, 179 beats per minute. I think he's right up in the threshold as well. They've kind of met each other's matches, it seems like, at this point. 20 seconds out the front from Scott, and we'll see what kind of a time they can pull up into the top of Box Hill as they make their final climb to the top. The B category is heating up, though, as we do see Wozniak, and it looks love all with. We are seeing D. Gilbert here, it looks like, now trying to make that chase here. Wozniak off the front now at this point. Actually, no, it is Sands here who has made his way off the front. 2 seconds up from Wozniak, solid 5.6 watts per kilogram. Real A numbers at this point. We'll try and follow the other riders in the B category now, as these boys are just walking away with a solid 4.5 plus for the duration of 20 minutes. Saunders, then, it looks like, with Aristegi there, they're a little closer with Bringdahl also in there from the Vikings team. MR from Race WBR, they're all right around that 4.0 minus or so. So we'll definitely keep eyes on these boys for the win in the B category, as those others are definitely flying out the front. There is an attack now going out the front, though. We do see Gren, it looks like, trying to break the likes of Ali. It was a 5:56 up over the top, so not quite as fast as what Ali was able to pull the first time, and that is probably because of the matches burned early on. He was trying to just ride away from Gren and Scott and the others. He was able to break the other boys, but not getting away just yet. Now we're seeing 7.8 watts per kilogram coming from Gren, taking some speed in this last kick up on the top of Box Hill. There's the orange numbers being thrown down, and we do see Jones 670, 700 watts we're seeing, 183 beats per minute. Gren now also going into 578 or so, 179 beats per minute. Jones now 700, now having to fade, though. 3.1 watts per kilogram. Can he hold on to Gren's wheel? 183 beats per minute. He's still got about 10 beats to work with to max, but I have a feeling it's absolute suffering at this point, boys and girls. 180 all day long. This is real suffering at this point. I know I max out at about 190 to 193 on a really good day, and 180 still feels like absolute torture, boys and girls, especially for this long. They've pulled out a full-on VO2 max effort up over the top, and they're walking away now. Gravdell is going for third, it looks like. 2 on the podium, maybe from PTZ. Scott trying to chase him down, but the kick is real here from Gravdell. Up into 8 watts per kilogram, looking for as much speed as he possibly can get, but this is the battle up at the front now between Jones out of New Zealand and the Swedish rider Johan Gren to the finish line. We'll have to see who's going to pull it off here today. Who do you think? What is the prediction? Kev Stevens saying Mr. Jones is under 23 on Zwift Power anyways. Go Adam Boko. And then if these guys are on smart trainers, would they be on ERG mode or not? Probably not ERG mode for races. I don't think you can actually even use it in races. That'd be super supply. So no, you could, but you'd lose. Kyle Mack is saying, yeah, it has to be very dynamic for the races. So no ERG mode, Kevin Steven. I do not believe. So Jones for the win. Dafford Williams is saying that Ollie Jones is going to take it out there today. This is one of the best performances I've seen from a U23 actually in the Zwift Academy so far. So, definitely be watching this rider from the virtual side of the Zwift Academy and see how things pan out throughout the rest of the academy. And not so fast D Williams. I've seen some of the SZ boys play with it. Not that impressed so far. What's going on there? Interesting. Wallstrom, they're having some chat there. And so here goes Gren though. And Jones, I thought that was Wallstrom was chatting about maybe the rider coming from Sweden and maybe cheering on the fun fellow countrymen, I believe, in there. Now Jones though, 4.8 watts per kilogram, 156 beats per minute. They've rested up a little bit. They're looking for the attack. And out of the underground, maybe the next place to actually make it happen. So who's going to take it? Is it going to be Ollie? Is it going to be Gren? Jones, all out mate, Raymond is letting us know. And we are seeing BJ Alfonso say go Johan for his fellow teammates. So a couple of predictions there coming. I've seen Johan take a lot of races. And I would, it's almost like I can't say it though, as he is riding for my team, Vision Cycling, but I'm going to vote Jones. If BJ's voting for PTZ, I'm going to go Jones. I'm calling out Jones for the win out there today, but I think he's going to have a struggle in a sprint up against Johan. This cards may be stacked against him just a little bit, being a lighter rider, I think, compared to Gren. Well, this is going to play out here. Matt Johnson saying Gren, and Tom O'Kalen said Gren will kick early from 700 meters. So a lot of predictions coming on through here for Gren as well. I wish we had an FB poll actually at this point, because there's a lot of people involving themselves in the broadcast. We are seeing Johnson here with Gren prediction. Tom O'Kalen saying Gren prediction as well. We are seeing Raymond saying Jones, but then there's another Gren prediction here coming from BJ Alfonso. So yeah, it's still all up for grabs, though. They got about a K or so to go, a little over K to go, and we are seeing Gravdo with another kick here. Scott was able to catch him. Interesting to see. This is for that third place out there today. Lots of big numbers being thrown down with this break from the Melty Man. Melty Man trying to chase him down 700 watts with 8.1 watts per kilogram out of the underground. But now it's Gren and Jones looking at each other. It's that cat and mouse game. Who's going to go first? Who's going to lead it out? Jones not trying to put out too much effort on the front now, but Gren, like I said, I think he's got a better sprint, but maybe Jones can show me that I am way off. Tom O'Kalen's hoping for Jones. You woke up too early for this, Jones. Go and get it. Raymond is saying, I love it. That is such... So great. You woke up too early for this. Let's go. Not letting it down at this point. And here comes Gren, though. 4.1 watts per kilogram. It's about 1K out at this point, maybe a little under. 5.9 watts per kilogram now coming from starting to ramp it up here. Jones now 2.4 though. Maybe playing it real smart, but there's the gap. Game over, boys and girls. The arrow power-up's thrown down. Ollie now caught off guard, and Gren's going, but here comes Jones. He's got a arrow power-up of his own, up into 12 watts per kilogram. 1,000 watts though coming from this rider, and he dropped that aero power up a lot later. Jones still kicking 900 watts. Will he be able to close it down? But it's a 2-second gap, 22 meters. It's all over, I think, boys and girls. He got caught off guard. That 2-second gap just happened too quickly, and Gren went from way out and is able to take it for PTZ. Nice job to Ollie Jones as well for second place, but it's not going to happen. Caught off guard there, I believe. Maybe a little bit of inexperience in the racing, maybe not though. Maybe just was trying to find that wheel and was caught off guard at just the right moment. Well played there by Gren. They both had about the same effort to the line, but it was not going to happen with that kind of kick that quickly from the man Johan Gren for PTZ. Too late, mate. Raymond is saying, yep. And so here comes Joe Scott, though, to the line here. 12 watts per kilogram coming from Ground, though, but Jay Scott's got the better power up, but it may not even matter, as I believe Gravdal's got more watts per kilogram, but the aero power up is just too strong, boys and girls. There it is. Cross the line. PTZ takes his third and first out there today, I believe. Oh, no, excuse me. Scott takes third. Excuse me. PTZ for fourth out there today. All right, now the B category heating up on the downhill here. It is 2 minutes up to the fast boys that are well into 4.5 watts per kilogram. So we're going to keep an eye on Gilbert here, 4.8 watts per kilogram. Solid effort. Too early for Jones. Caught asleep. Oh, Raymond, I absolutely love the chat here coming from Raymond. Too early for Jones. Caught asleep, as it is. He woke up super early for this Zwift Academy race out there today. Raymond, absolutely love the comments here. And George Caldera saying kill it to Johan. And Tom O'Cannon saying told you so. And that Johan was able to take the W out there today. And thanks a lot for the host there. Boast Full Alloy 27 over at the Mixer channel. Leprechaun is wondering what this game is. We'll actually give you some information about that. This is actually Zwift. If you have not seen it before, it's a massive multiplayer online game in which riders are actually riding real bikes and in this training platform. Just give it a quick little promo video, then give you an idea of what is going on. So they're actually riding real bikes while they're hammering away on a trainer at home in this massive multiplayer online as they compete right now in this race, but there are races, group rides, as well as workouts that you can do out Zwift. So very, very cool platform. We are watching the B category now as it finishes up. It looks like Sands and Wozniak are going to win this, but they've got well into a 4.5 watts per kilogram or more for their effort. And as you can see here for the race categories, 3.2 to 3.9 is where you are supposed to be for your functional threshold power for 20-minute power or so. So definitely a little over for the winners of the B category today. So we are following Gilbert around here, but I believe that Gilbert might also be a little bit high right now for his 4.1 or so. So it looks like Aristegi right along with Stounders and Bringdeval, they're all going to be right on that edge of that 4.0. So we're going to follow those boys to the line, but this is going to be your top three before the upgrades do take place. But it looks like Bringdeval now from the Vikings team out of Norway here with that attack, with that aero power up, he put down a solid 4.0 for 20 minutes today, but he's got the effort here, it looks like, to take that third place or maybe the virtual win. We'll have to see what the race organizers have to say about that at the finish. There's taking now about 17 seconds back from him. Saunders, they're going to be sprinting it out to the line. We'll take an eye to Sands and Wozniak as they do sprint to the line here. Now it is going to be 5.2 with a little bit of ramp out. Here comes 12 watts per kilogram, 14 watts per kilogram, almost 1,000 watts with an aero power up. Looks like Wozniak's got that gap immediately. No draft on him. And the Polish rider will be taking the W in this sprint with Sands now crossing the line right behind him. 17, 18 watts per kilogram. Oh my goodness. That's absolute insanity. They're coming from Sands. Gilbert now bringing it in as well, but it looks like it will be the Viking man here for that fourth place 4th place virtually, but maybe for the win within category limits. 18 seconds back. Looks like we'll be Aristegui out of Spain, with Saunders as well out of Great Britain right now. Right behind them, we'll have to wait and see how this riders, as we do have a couple of race WBR in there, as well as it will be MR there, and Wood, as well as Shriver, trying to make their way to the line. Nice job to bring the solo ride in. Saunders here right along with the Spanish rider Aristegui, now making their way to the line. It looks like it's going to be Saunders now, though, for the W amongst these riders. Doesn't look like there's even going to be a challenge from the rider out of Spain as they make their way to the line. A little bit of a kick. Saunders grabs it at the line. Now it will be our Wood with Shriver and race WBR boy here at the back, maybe just waiting to pounce, but if he gets jumped a little too early, we might see another situation like we saw in that A category race. Wood now 4.4 watts per kilogram. When are they going to go? Here comes MR from the WBR team, and it will be 4.1 watts per kilogram coming from him. A little bit of a kick, but not going. Now I think waiting a little too long, and it looks like Shriver's going to get that gap immediately for the TKBE team, and I don't think he's going to be seen again to the line, as we see it will be Shriver. Oh, Wood just barely grabs it there. Shriver waited too long to kick into those orange numbers, and Wood followed by Shriver, and then I believe it will be Mitch DeJode, I think, just coming across the line there as well. Actually, I saw him just pop into the screen for a moment there. Looking through here, we do see, is there mountain stages in Zwift? Yeah, there are definitely mountains in Zwift out on Watopia. So if you ever log in to Zwift when it is Watopia, or you do the hack and you jump out over on to the mountain route. Great show, Mr. Guerra. Gren kicked it. Good to see a power demo. Yes, he definitely killed it. Good coverage, Nathan. We are just started our day here in New Zealand. Time to go work. Cheers. Thanks a lot, Raymond. No problem whatsoever. Had a great time commentating on the races, and great job to all of the riders out there. We'll go ahead and see if we can see a few of the C category riders, but while we do so, let's go ahead and see what this Zwift Academy is all about. We watched the men's promo at the start. Let's go ahead and see what happened last year with the women.
Last year, Zwift Academy opened its doors, launching a groundbreaking worldwide talent search to find the next pro rider for Canyon SRAM racing. The competition exceeded all expectation. Over 1,200 women from 51 countries signed up to take the challenge in Zwift. In a truly grand finale, on the island of Majorca at Canyon SRAM's training camp, Leah Thorvaldsen of Little Rock, Arkansas, was crowned 2016 Zwift Academy champion and the newest member of Canyon SRAM Racing. This year, it could be you.
Oh wow, I could have a shot at a pro contract, but it's for anyone. It's a huge step forward in your own fitness, and so it's not all just about the one person who's going to get a pro contract. It's a win for everyone who's involved.
Zwift Academy is this great program where Zwift is trying to get the women more involved. It's just this huge, to me, a great community. There's women coming up going, I get how this could fit into my life.
What I think is so nice about Zwift Academy, I really think that it was inspiring lots of women to take part in this adventure. Maybe they've gone far beyond their own expectations.
How far I got in Zwift, there were 1,200 females that joined, and there were 100 females that finished Zwift, and I can't believe I was one of them.
Yes, it's hard. Come on, you can do it, you know, just do your best, because it's not just the physical side, it's the determination and to boost your confidence in anything else you do, not just cycling.
Find out how strong you really are. Find new friends from around the world. Find out if you have what it takes to go pro.
Do not wait, just follow your dreams.
Be the best cyclist you can be. Head over to academy.zwift.com to find out more and sign up today.
So head on over to academy.zwift.com and you can sign up for the men's or the women's academy. There's the details: 8 workouts, 5 group rides, 2 races, and there will be semifinals, finals, and then 1 rider from the men's and the women's academy will both be offered pro contract, 1 for Canyon Trim, 1 for U23 Team Dimension data. So make sure to head on over. All right, we do have the C category heating up here for their finish actually today. We definitely want to catch the leaders in that group. We did see a great sprint there between a few other riders in that B category, but if I do click on them right now, I will lose this C categories. We do see Billin as well as Barhumi, and then S. Smith and Northcote up ahead there, but it looks like it will be Shields right along with Johansson here out of Sweden. I am seeing it looks like Janowitz, I believe it is. There, Shields now kicking in at 9.3 watts per kilogram with no heart rate monitor. Oh, shots fired there. But here we go with, it looks like it will be Shields here up into 3.6, though. A little bit over category limits, but maybe it will give him some benefit of the doubt there. But I am seeing a few past races here from Shields, so some great ability from him here. I am seeing only 1 other time up and over the category limits actually, so this has really pushed him to his max today. And a lot of times I think that's what happens is you jump into these newer races, these really competitive Europe KISS Europe races are super competitive, XRS, PRS, these midday races here in the US, or these night races over in the UK here for Shields, and all of a sudden he's pushed to the max here, and we are seeing up into about 3.6 watts per kilogram for the duration. Johansson, they're right on the edge there at 3.3, probably not wanting to upgrade whatsoever, but Johansson there, nice job out there today with that 3.3 watts per kilogram. Actually looks like maybe the first time out there racing out on Zwift, and maybe going to take the W out here today for his first time. They do have a solid 20 seconds ahead of Janowitz now out of Great Britain now. So now Shields, it looks like, with the man out of Sweden sitting on his wheel, playing it smart, 168 beats per minute. Shields there with no heart rate monitor, not sure how hard he's suffering, but 3.0 is what he's putting out right now, looking for some cat and mouse games as they move their ways back and forth now. Johansson now 3.4, 169 beats per minute. Where's the kick now? It'd be a little bit too early to throw it down just yet. We'll see if he can play this smart enough and take a W in his first ever Zwift race here. I believe his first ever Zwift race. According to ZwiftPower.com, it's showing me he has not have any past races to link to just yet. Shields now making his way to the front. Maybe a jump early, as we saw Gren do, but now we're seeing 94 RPM, not starting to get going any sprint just yet. Here goes Shields now, 4.2. Now remember, these wattages we're going to see for the kicks right now, maybe a little bit lower, but definitely way up and over the top of their functional threshold power. 7 point, now actually 12 watts per kilogram. A lot of times you do see big kicks though still in these C and D categories. They, a lot of times, sometimes even bigger sprints than the A categories actually, as they've got a lot of watts to give, but it will be Shields across the line, followed by Johansson, second place in his first ever Zwift race. Nice job to him out there today. Moving our way backwards, I do see Hewitt right along with Rob H from the BRT team making his way across the line. Then it will be, it looks like Janowitz now across the line from Great Britain for third place in that, it looks like, C category. Moving our way backwards, maybe going to catch a couple more in that C category as they make their way to the line. They had a solid gap. JDRF out on course. Good to see him. And it isn't just racing out on Zwift. For those of you who may not know, there are group rides as well. JDRF does run some solid group rides out there. They are a foundation that fight against type 1 diabetes, actually. The juvenile diabetes actually foundation. So definitely awesome to see them out there, and looks like they are doing a great job holding the group together. And there are rides actually out on Zwift that are based around all of those categories that we saw as same as for the racing, 4.0, 3.2, 2.5, and then 0 to 2.4. A lot of times I do believe the JDRF does run group rides right around that 2.0 to 3.0 or so. So doing a solid job of just keeping everybody together and having a good riding with each other rather than really competing too much with each other. If you ever want to check out what events are going on out on Zwift at any time, you can head on over to Zwift.com/events. I'll go ahead and give you a quick little show of what that looks like. Here is the desktop capture of my browser right now, and these are all the events that are currently going on out on Zwift, and you can actually register for these events ahead of time through the Zwift mobile link on your Zwift app, actually. So Zwift mobile link, you can download that over at the Play Store or over on the Apple App Store and register for any of the rides or races that are coming up. And as you can see, the signification for what kind of riders should be joining up, you do see the Latin America ride 2.0 watts per kilogram, D category. So rides for all kinds of rides. Social Climbers ride, B category here, 7 p.m. CDT today. So lots of different things that you can get involved with out on course. And actually, here's a quick little idea. One of the rides you see going on almost all the time are the WBR rides, as well as for races and rides. So WBR group rides and races, various group rides and races throughout the week. And that is that WBR you did see in game just a little while ago. They also do have lots and lots of other rides besides WBR, but this is they do usually do sprints during the rides. You did see right there once in a while. But the Aussie Hump Day ride, known as the largest ride out on Zwift, they've seen 300-400, I believe more, even more than that, riders out on course for the Aussie Hump Day ride on Wednesdays. So make sure to jump in for the Aussie Hump Day ride on Wednesdays as well. All right, I think that'll be it for me today. Let's take a quick look at the results here. As we do see, it is going to be Johan Gren for the win, followed very closely by Ollie Jones and then Jay Scott in that A category. Gravdal and then the Melty Man rounding out the top 5 in the A's. Wozniak and G Sands, 4.7 and a 4.6. We're talking... that is above third place in the A category, so we're going to have to call it out for an upgrade for Wozniak and G Sands, but nice job out there today. Gilbert also 4.5. That is up into a top 10 in the A category. So we're going to say Brigdahl and Saunders and Aristegi still get upgrades, but right on the edge there. But let's maybe take a look over at zwiftpower.com to some of the front runners in that B category and get into that A category. The more they upgrade correctly, the more that people have to race against in the correct categories. Makes it better for everybody all around. 3.6, 3.4 from Shields and Johansson in the C category. Nice job out there today. Then it was a 3.3 from Janowicz. So it will be Ferris, it looks like. Jay Ferris there from the BRT team, followed by A. Brown, it looks like, for first and second place in that C category. All right, we will be back tomorrow, the first of the SCR Race Series. Great to have SCR Race Series back. So we'll see you guys tomorrow for that. And make sure to hit those follow buttons over at Zwift Community Live. If you are watching on Twitch, if you're watching on Facebook, or if you're watching on Mixer, or you can always catch our VODs over at YouTube as well. You can find all the links to all the places that we're live at any time at ZwiftCommunityLive.com. This was a Zwift Academy race, and for more information on that, here you go, and we will see you guys tomorrow for the SCR race.
This September, Team Dimension Data and Zwift are joining forces to create a unique cycling opportunity. Open to cyclists of all ages and abilities, the Team Dimension Data Zwift Academy is a world-class training program designed to make you a rider who will accomplish more than just personal fitness gains. For every 10 cyclists who graduate the academy, Zwift will donate a Quebec bike to help mobilize South African communities.
The work that we do with Quebecer, we can change the lives of many different people in communities, and hopefully one day a child that starts on a Quebecer bicycle ends up at the Tour de France. Zwift is an amazing platform to connect with fans and to ride with people around the world, and takes indoor training to another level.
Zwift, it feels real, like you do a climb, 20-minute climb, a 30-minute climb, it feels real, and that you can really relate that to racing. I always say it's like the best thing since SRM.
I think it's a lot of people that are really strong and maybe not have the chance to show how strong they are.
The Academy doesn't stop here. Top performing graduates under the age of 22 will be invited to compete for a contract with Team Dimension Data's U23 Continental Squad.
This is a real opportunity for any under 23 rider from around the world to come into our continental team to showcase their talent and to be a part of the national team circuits and the under 23 circuits, and then potentially get into the world tours.
I truly believe that Zwift Academy is going to fill in a huge chunk of that journey from being a dreamer to the reality at the end.
Zwift and Team Dimension Data challenge you to train today for a stronger, better tomorrow. Take action now and sign up at academy.zwift.com.